In June this year, the LIV Golf Tour had a headline-grabbing name added to its roster, Bryson DeChambeau. And if that wasn't controversial enough, he recently revealed something very shocking about Tiger Woods and his decision to switch coats. The World Golf Hall of Famer has been friends with Bryson DeChambeau during their time at the Ryder and President's Cup. But from the look of things, it seems LIV Golf, along with disrupting the golf world, is also getting in the way of their friendship. What did Bryson DeChambeau reveal about his relationship with Tiger Woods? Is Woods about to allow the Rebel League to get in the way of his friendship with fellow pro golfers? Why don't you stick around to find out? One of golf's greatest of all time, Tiger Woods and his fellow pro golfer, Bryson DeChambeau, have been old-time buddies. However, following the latter's joining of the Rebel League in a multi-million-dollar deal, Tiger Woods seems to be giving him the cold shoulder. If you've been following the PGA LIV controversy, this won't come as a surprise to you, as the 46-year-old has constantly lashed out at the LIV series. Speaking about former tour players who joined the Rebel League, Tiger maintained that he wasn't in support of their actions, as it amounts to them turning their backs on what has brought them to where they currently are. The golfers who've decided to go to LIV and to play there, I totally disagree with it. What they've done is they've turned their back on the PGA Tour, which has allowed them to get to this position, said Woods. However, does Woods' disagreement with the LIV seem to be getting in the way of his bromance with DeChambeau? While speaking with reporters at Trump Bedminster in New Jersey, Bryson disclosed that he and Woods haven't communicated since he switched coats to the Saudi-backed tour. The 8-time winner on the PGA Tour said, "We've been pretty close, and unfortunately, we just haven't spoken. Hopefully we will again one day, and as I'm always open to a conversation with anybody." Bryson continued on Woods, "It's his legacy, and I respect it. Right now, it's just a little bit of muddy water." Bryson is one of the longest drivers in the history of the sport and was one of the tour's brightest players, winning the U.S. Amateur and the NCAA Division I championship in the same year. He also won the first major event of his career in 2020, the U.S. Open, and tied for 8th place in July at this year's Open Championship. DeChambeau switches loyalty. In mid-2022, Bryson DeChambeau became one of the biggest names to switch loyalties from the PGA Tour to LIV Golf. Prior to the LIV Golf event in Chicago, Bryson was interviewed and asked if he regretted his decision to join the LIV Tour, to which he said, "I have no buyer's remorse." Also, while speaking with Tucker Carlson of Fox News, Bryson said that if we really want to see the growth of the game, then we should encourage change in all aspects. "I think the LIV Golf is structured from an enjoyment perspective, entertainment perspective, investment perspective. All has a possibility to do the things the game of golf has never seen before." When asked whether he was bothered about being suspended by the PGA, the 29-year-old said, "I think it'll be figured out, whether legally or in a roundtable discussion. LIV allows us to play in any other league, but being suspended by the PGA because we want to play for LIV doesn't make any sense." Unlike other pro golfers who switched allegiances with the lame excuse of doing so to have family time, Bryson outrightly stated that he made a business decision in joining LIV despite the looming threat of suspension from the PGA. "It's a business decision for my family's future," DeChambeau said. According to reports, the most lucrative golf tournament in history offered Bryson a whopping $125 million to switch allegiances. And now we're beginning to think that it may be more than that. In the Country Club Adjacent podcast, Bryson said, "It's a 4.5-year deal, and for what's reported, that's a little low, although I'm not going to reveal the details. I can tell you for sure that a lot of it was up front, which is amazing," he concluded. And the best part of all of that is that the 29-year-old is already putting the cash in places that make sense, like taking care of his family, building a multi-sport complex, and investing in his content creation company and YouTube channel, Regency. So whenever you get puzzled about why players jump ship to LIV, betraying a tour that brought them to where they are, just think about Bryson and what he's achieved with his upfront money. Then think about how much more he can achieve when he wins tours, and his 4.5-year deal comes to an end. He might as well gift himself a private jet. Did Tiger create LIV? Bryson doesn't seem ungrateful after all, as he thanked Tiger Woods for the opportunity to switch to the LIV Tour, but not in an endearing way. Bryson said, "I have to look back and appreciate Tiger Woods for this golden opportunity. He's the one who ultimately created this." I'm pretty sure some of you are confused, thinking, why should Tiger take the credit when he isn't even in the Saudi-backed series? Well, as some of you will remember, there was speculations that Woods turned down an $800 million deal to abandon the PGA Tour for LIV Golf. Following that rumor, the Saudi Circuit CEO Greg Norman confirmed that the reports were true. But DeChambeau's comments are definitely insinuating that if Tiger hadn't taken up the offer and was being paid $800 million, then the Saudi-backed league may not have had the money to pay Bryson and some other pro golfers. That's why he says that Woods' absence from the league allows him to have the success he's currently experiencing. And if you think about it, it does make sense that Tiger's presence on the LIV Golf may have prevented the likes of Bryson DeChambeau, Dustin Johnson, and a few other players from smiling to the LIV bank. But that doesn't mean you should underestimate the LIV, because they seem to have the immense potential to surprise the PGA. Imagine a league splashing over $200 million on Phil Mickelson, who has made over $1.8 million in the league so far, $150 million on Brooks Koepka, with a current on-course earning of $8.2 million also in the league, $125 million on Dustin Johnson and Bryson DeChambeau, with on-course earnings of $35.6 and $3.5 million respectively, $100 million on Cameron Smith, with current on-course earnings of $7.3 million, and the rest of the players. Maybe there would have been enough room to accommodate Tiger Woods after all. But it seems Tiger is not cut out for any of these. It's a little baffling to think that Tiger, who currently has on-course earnings of $121 million in the PGA Tour, would choose to remain loyal to the Tour. Mind you, the $800 million deal he had turned down was just a contract, totally different from what he stood to gain in on-course victories. If Dustin Johnson could earn over $35 million in a couple of months joining the LIV, then the 15-time major winner may just have earned a lot more. However, Woods maintained that the LIV is not the way to go, as players have no incentive to practice. LIV players are only concerned about the guaranteed money, meaning they have no incentive to practice, he continued. Despite being aware that the atmosphere in the two leagues is different, they just keep getting paid up front while playing a few 54-hole events. Woods is not a fan of the breakaway tour, but he doesn't have much to say about his colleagues that fled to the new league from the PGA Tour, including Bryson DeChambeau. Woods was also concerned that younger players might miss out on some of the events and nice atmospheres in the major league, since the PGA doesn't recognize LIV scores and rankings. Who knows what will happen in the future with world ranking points, the obvious criteria for entering major championships, Woods continued. Some of these golfers may never get a chance to play in major championships, and that is a possibility, although we don't know for sure yet. It's all up to the major championship bodies to decide that, but they may never walk down the fairways at Augusta National. But what do you think? Will Bryson DeChambeau and Tiger Woods ever be friends again? Will the Saudi-backed league destroy the career of these players in the long run? Or will the players have their cake and eat it too? If you enjoyed this video, then you definitely want to check out the bad news we have for LIV golfers. We'll see you in the next one.